All right, I came upstairs. I'm going to show you how to use this buff brush for your makeup. It's pretty great, and it's on sale for 40% off, and so is this power brush that I just talked about in my stories. So this is my 3D makeup palette. My whole face is in here, and it's really fabulous to have everything in one place. And this buff brush is super universal. It's got an edge on it that you can use for bigger areas and a smaller edge on it for smaller, but it's actually got an edge to it that you can do a little contouring. So sometimes I just start to color correct around my eye with my finger, but I'll show you how this little edge fits right in the crook of my eye. It's really soft but dense, so you'll know that you're going to be getting the coverage where you want it. I usually just start off with a little color correction to cancel out some of those darker tones that tend to show up in my inner eye. And this is just a color science. It's not a concealer. This is all cream makeup, so I use these colors as a combination for concealer, foundation, contour, and blush, and even bronzer. And these are just some of the lip and cheek options and cream illuminators that I have because it's all in here. I even have a layer of eyeshadows too. But it's more about getting the right makeup is more about being able to study the different tones that we have on our face, and to recognize those and work with the individual tones that are already on our face. It's not about just covering everything up with one color, because that is less and less human looking and flattens our complexion. If we do that, we take away like the glow and the luminosity that we all have in our skin. And although over time we kind of get used to the look of that like flat one color look, our faces are never one color, no matter what color our skin tone is. If you're a light-skinned woman, you've got lots of variations of pinks and yellows. If you're a dark-skinned woman, you've got lots of variations of even like deep reds and dark yellows and dark browns and maybe even some oranges. And so being able to look at the variation in your own face is a better way to start thinking about your makeup and kind of breaking it down. You're not one color. I mean, it's kind of insane to think that our complexions are one color, right? Freckling, living, probably, sun exposure has given our face lots of different tones on it. And that's what makes it like animated and helps show off our personality and adds life to it. So it's really important to be able to recognize that. Okay, so what I did there was use the side of this buff brush in the contour. And this contour is a contour that matches my skin tone. This cream makeup is awesome because these are all customizable. And I'll even play with different colors as the seasons change. So it's so customizable and super affordable. So I'm just taking now that contour around my face, but with the same brush. And so a little bit of the product on the brush goes a long way on my face and actually doesn't really even transfer when I put the brush in a different color because I've used it on my face. So I'm taking that contour and creating a shadow line under my jaw with that same buff brush. And here too. And I'll show you how I can even do some nose contouring. So if you can tell, like that contouring just added some shadowing, brought dimension to my face, better than the flat. All right, let's take the small end of that brush, and I'm going to use that in a contour that I like to use for my nose. That's a little more gray. Again, kind of playing with that color science. And I will create a new edge to my nose. The easiest way to do this is to think about creating 2 straight lines on the top of the bridge of the nose. So like really close together. And I'm creating an illusion of a thinner nose and a more defined nose. Whoops. And I'm trying to create straight lines and not necessarily that bump. So try to create straight lines. If you need a little help, you can take another brush or a pencil or anything that you have and use it as a guide. Okay, now whatever's left over, I will like kind of put under my lip here to create the illusion of a fuller lip. Can you see that already? It's so fun. Great. Now I will clean that off a little bit. I always kind of try to keep a rag or palm of my hand nearby. And, oh, the light keeps going on. Sorry. Whoops. What I'll do is use a lighter color that still matches my skin tone and actually go straight down the middle. I feel like you can see the bump of my nose there, but not a big deal because even though these are different colors, they're all the same consistency and so they blend together, and I'm going to show you that in a second. So I would like to add a little lightness here, and I just gently go around the under part of my eye. It looks so crazy, I know. But the definition and the dimension that is gonna happen is so cool. So just hang with me, trust the process. I like to lighten up a little bit out here, and then I'm gonna go in that inner corner. Looks a little red to me. Okay, I'm gonna get a fluffy brush. Now, I could just kind of blend it along with this. Actually, let's just do that. Sometimes I like to use a beauty blender, like one of those little egg shapes like this. I'll put my setting spray on it, but just dabbing with the same brush is totally fine. In fact, this is called stippling, and it's a really great technique. If you have textured skin, it presses the makeup into the skin. It's really helpful. It's helpful if you have loose skin and you like don't want to swipe your skin because then your skin goes that way. But pressing it in is really helpful because our face is constantly moving and breathing. And if you press the makeup in, it's going to go with your face as it moves. Kind of makes sense. Okay. I'm going to add a little blush. I'm going to do it with my finger. I don't know. It just feels a little more controlled. And I like to put it on the apple of my cheek and dab it up my cheekbone. Just like this. And then whatever's left over, it's multi-purpose. I'm going to use it on my lip. Super, super practical. I love it. It's all in the same compact. So cool. All right, so you can use that same brush and take that stippling motion again and dab it in. And it really softens to a pretty neutral color. This color is called Sandstone, and it looks pretty intense in the compact, but it is a fabulous color for so many. It's super universal. I love it. It's always in that compact. Okay, so there's the buff brush. Pretty awesome. It's got a little bit of color left on it. You can kind of just like clean it up for the next time or get a brush cleaner. I like to use the brush cleaner called Houdini brush cleaner. You can check the link in my bio or just DM me if you want help. I can even help you customize a palette just like this so you can do your makeup in like 5 minutes. The other thing I'll do, I always love to do, is use my contour, and I have a really dark one here. I use a really dark contour to fill in my brows. I just grabbed a different brush, a brow brush. This one's called the line brush. Whoop. Fan just came on, so it's gonna get loud. And just fill them in a little bit and add a little more dimension. I think this is like a fabulous way to keep appearances up when you're wearing a mask, because we see brows and eyes, and If you're not really into eyeshadow or don't do it every day, but you want to look put together with your mask, try to fill in your brows. If you need help picking out a contour that'll work for you, shoot me a DM. I'd be happy to take a look at your picture and give you a recommendation. It really helps frame out your face, especially in mask land. It is what it is, right? And then I'm gonna put a little shimmer color here. This is called As You Wish. And I'll just use my finger. And a lighter shimmer in the arch of my brow. And then right here, inside, to wake up that masky look. I'll add a little mascara and pretty much be done. There we go. So if you need to press your makeup with a setting powder, you can use the powder brush. It's got a dense angled end here and like a doe foot soft end. It's great to use for blush application if you're interested in it. It's really helpful for setting your makeup with powder. So pause, let me get the powder, hold on. Okay, this is a little powder that also can snap into that compact. Mine's a little cracked, but you can take the buff brush, tap it into the powder, and press it into your skin to set your makeup. It's the perfect angle for the face, small enough to get in those small spots, and does a really nice job. 40% off right now. Total steal. It's awesome. I'm gonna put some mascara on, but otherwise, quick tutorial for how to use your buff brush and powder brush in your cream makeup. Hope that helped.